Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another Free Nigeria podcast. My name is Matthew Hansbello, and I am the host for Free Nigeria podcast. Honestly, I didn't feel like doing this podcast anymore because I felt there was enough talk. The Nigerian youths are tired of talk. I myself am tired of talk, but it's time, and we can already see that things are changing. That things have drastically changed. We are already seeing that. It's time for action. No more sitting in your house doing nothing. No more wondering what's going to happen. To us, Nigeria, we are now making it happen. We're trying to enforce it to happen. Every single issue, every single thing, we're forcing it to happen. It's going to be the longest podcast that I'm going to make. Hopefully it's going to be clear, it's going to be smooth so far. Even if it's not, maybe I may just edit it all through. But this is going to be the longest podcast. I'm sure people are used to my 11 minutes, 20 minutes podcast. But today's going to be different. Why? Because, if you listen to this podcast right now, this is the era and time in Nigeria where Nigerian youths decided that enough is enough. Where my generation took it upon themselves to end the bad government in Nigeria. I am damn proud. I am so proud. We're taking over. It is not a form of, what's it called? No, you guys shouldn't do this. This is simply a fulfillment of prophecy. We're taking over. That's it. We're taking over, and there's no two way about it. We're taking over. We're making things happen for us. We're making things happen for Nigerians, and we're gonna make it happen for you out there that's listening, for the future, for the future of Nigeria, the youngsters, the ones that are not yet born. We're making this happen for you. We're fighting for you. If you're not really aware of what's happening in Nigeria right now, maybe you should Google the hashtag NSAS protest, or you should Google the NSAS or NSWAT protest in Nigeria right now, because you would see the change, the drastic change in everything. The NSAS protests, the prayer walk protests, it has never been heard of, right? It has never been heard of that Nigerians just decide on their own, no leadership, no nothing. They go on the streets and they protest against the stupidity. Against the stupidity of the government, against the nonchalant attitude, the bad governance that is in place, the bad policies in place. Nothing like has ever happened. Nothing like what's happening right now has never happened. And honestly, I am proud to be a Nigerian right now. To be a Nigerian right now. I am proud of our youths. I am proud of my mates who are pushing the things, all these issues, and moving on. Right now, I have no write-up. I've been thinking about what to write. I've been thinking about what to say, trying to create content, but nothing keeps coming up. Why? Because it's from the heart. This pain right now, this yearning for greatness, for a greater Nigeria, is from the heart. It has nothing to do with writing. There's no script that you can create about all these things. There is no script at all. And I'm proud. Damn proud. Alright then, now I want to play something from Paul Adefarasi, the senior pastor of all House on the Rock churches. One of my mentors as a person and one of my mentors as a Christian. And I just want to play it up, then hopefully if you're in Nigeria by now, or you listen to this right now, you'll be aware of exactly what he's talking about. If you're not, don't worry. This is what we went through, and this is how we made FreeNigeria free, because that's the plan. So listen, and we'll see how it goes.
Government cannot be government until the people let them know that we put them there. And nobody can rule over you except you give them permission. The Nigerian youth are finding their voice and have come to understand that together, with one voice, we have more power than any government. And so we want to see every single member of House on the Rock lending their voice, not to attack government, but to demand reforms. And we are starting with the End SARS movement. We're going to make many more demands in all the irregularities and anomalies in public and civil service. And we certainly intend to challenge everything that is wrong in our nation. You owe it to your children. You owe it to your grandchildren. You owe it to the potential of this country. Otherwise, your children will become refugees in lands that have less resources than Nigeria does. Nigeria ought to be the strongest nation in the whole wide world. And now it is time for us to wake up, rise to our responsibility, and stand our ground, and make sure that not one of your brothers or sisters in Christ or in the Nigerian brotherhood is left out of the challenge and the fight to insist and ensure that justice returns to our streets, that righteousness is restored to our land, that equity goes back to the parliamentary halls of our nation, and that equity and equality are available to all Nigerians. No longer will governments continue to steal from us. No longer will public servants and judicial officers continue to rape the system of justice. No longer should the law enforcement of our nation ever again inflict injustice upon us when they're supposed to protect justice for us. No longer. That day is over. And I want to commend this organic movement that is not led by any one individual. It's just the heart cry of all Nigerians, old and young. But I am so proud of our youth. I am so proud of our youth. I believe that Martin Luther King is jumping in heaven, seeing Nigerians rise to their cause. I was elated when I saw my pastor, Bishop Jakes, another Nigerian, though of American birth, rise to add his voice to the anthem. Another friend, Tyler Perry, has added his voice. How will we allow citizens of another nation speak out for us? And yet, you hold your silence. It's not the evil of wicked men that allows injustice to continue. It's the silence of good men and good women that allows the perpetrators of injustice to continue their wicked works. That day is over. Let's add our voice to the big anthem that now sounds with a unification to condemn the irregularities, the brutality, the extrajudicial violence to the citizenry. Let's add our voice to that anthem to insist that it stops from here forward. Power to the people.
And that was Paul Adefarsi, Pastor Paul Adefarsi of all House on the Rock churches. Well, after listening to it, I'm sure you already understood what I'm talking about and what is going on in Nigeria. I'm just gonna say a few words, then kick off. End this podcast because I'm really pissed on my side, and it's sad. In the last episode of Free Nigeria, I mentioned I defined what the fascism creed was. What a fascist government looks like, and what fascism was all about. And funny enough, that's literally exactly what we saw this period of time, this period in Nigeria, where a government is just decided to do a lot of things that are just crazy. You have the police in the government that is a faction, the police called SAS, that does cruel, blood-sucking demons. blood-sucking demons. This guy's killed for no reason. This guy arrests for no reason. It's just sad. It's just terrible. Honestly, it has been one of the most dangerous and the most trying times in Nigeria from the inception of these guys. Although, yes, they had their advantages, responding to robberies kind of faster than regular, and the rest. But at the same time, they did searches, they did arrests totally on warrants, totally without cause, extremely. They literally took the laws to their hands, and they were the judge, they were the jury, and they were the executioner, all in one. They didn't care who you are; they just took you down and they arrested you straight up. You have cases where people get arrested without any cause; they get beaten up. You have a case. This one was a picture where we saw a police officer going through the phone. That's the WhatsApp contacts, the WhatsApp messages of a civilian. Going through the phone, and was I don't know, they were looking for fraudulent activities on through the WhatsApp. I'm like, there are laws against all these things. You don't go through someone's private space. That's against the law, right? I don't care who you are. That's against the law. You don't go through my belongings without a warrant. Not even talk about my messages without a warrant. And it's quite sad that all these things took place. It's not just the first time; it happens again and again and again and again, constantly. And it is. I don't know how to explain it. But that's not the only problem in Nigeria. We have the bad governance. We have the terrible government. We have things taking place, theft everywhere. The insecurities. Just too much to mention. Last time I mentioned something about the fascist government. They suppressed the media. I'm really disappointed, honestly. I'm going to mention channels. I'm going to mention the stations. Channels TV, Arise TV, TVC. STV, all the channels. I'm going to give big props to Sahara reporters. Maybe literally the only ones that took the protest from its inception. They were the only ones that began to talk about the protest before any other. They talked about it first full week, and constantly to the end of the protests. And I think as of this time, at this moment right now, they're still sending reports about all this protest. The government literally destroyed the media. They control every single aspect of the media. It's just very, very sad, very terrible, very demeaning, and extremely terrible. The media went blind. They just took a blind eye completely to every single activity of the protests, from Lagos to Abuja to Jos to Port Harcourt to Calabar to Niger, Ogun State, Osun State, every single place, Kaduna. Wow. I mean, it has never been heard of. It has never been heard of that all Nigerian states got shook by the protests. Youth in Nigeria took over. Literally, youth in Nigeria took over. We just became tired of the bull. We just became tired of the BS. Every single thing, because we just became fed up. I myself got so fed up, I decided not to make any podcast myself. I just dropped my mic, dropped my headset, and I was like, damn, no, I ain't doing anything. I ain't talking. I ain't talking right now. I want to see something. I want to do something. I want to do something. It's great to actually feel that you are in a generation where we don't take nonsense from anybody. We don't take bad governance and be quiet about it. We don't take anything that's wrong and be silent about it. We push, we go hard, and we end everything that's wrong with Nigeria. We end it. Literally, we end it. Still have a long way to go. Still have a long process to go. It is still a long process. A lot of things are not the way, maybe they have not done it the way we want it to be, but it's still a process. It's a long process, and we're not going to get tired. We're not going to end now. We're just getting started. Maybe they don't understand the fact that we're just getting started. Maybe that's what will wake them up. But here's the thing: we're just getting started, and until we're done, oh my God, they ain't seen nothing yet. They ain't seen nothing yet. That's the worst part. They ain't seen nothing yet. So we're just getting started, and by the time we're done, they're gonna give testimony in church. They're gonna they ain't gonna say anything like this. Never. They ain't gonna see anything like this. And I promise you, God's hand is upon this thing, and He's doing it in a special way that I have no idea. As in the midst of the COVID-19, in the midst of all the issues in the world today, in the midst of all the issues, insecurities we have in Nigeria today, the youth stood their ground, and they're fighting for something that is not just, but it is right. It is perfect. It is. Oh, well. It's clear that it's a time of revival. It's clear that it's a time of great things in Nigeria. As I was saying, the media literally got shut down by the government. They didn't speak anything about the protests. They didn't even mention the name of any protest, in case they didn't even say, okay, these guys are protesting. They were there covering news about politics, covering news about elections, blah blah and blah. I'm like, hold on, you guys realize that the protest is going on in this place, but they didn't even do anything. They did nothing until the international scene took hold of the entire process. Twitter got buzzing like crazy. Oh my goodness. Facebook, Instagram, every single place got buzzing. I give high props to all the celebrities, all the influencers, all the people that have Twitter accounts, all the people that have Instagram accounts in Nigeria. They went hard. I think it was not as if somebody said, well, yeah, guys, let's push this thing. It was not as if there was a paid advertisement. I know if you want something to trend on Twitter, you can just decide, oh yeah, let me gather some boys, gather some guys, maybe get pay for their data and the rest, and say, oh yeah, let's make this thing trend on Twitter or something like that. No, there was nothing like that. There's no head. There is no leader of this thing. It is just a yearning for change in the heart of every single youth at the same time. At the same time, it was a change that has never been seen before. It was a change that was long overdue, but it's the perfect timing was unbelievable. I really want to thank every single one of you that kept on pushing and kept on pushing it until the international world, international scene, international news media got of it. Al Jazeera, the first TV station that actually broadcasted this was Al Jazeera and BBC. Al Jazeera and BBC. These are not even Nigerian based at all. Maybe they have some few representatives in the country, but they have literally they have no real hold of the news that takes on in Nigeria. Al Jazeera, BBC, CNN, all these stations, Fox News, Canada, I don't know, is it CCTV? Because the Canada TV is a lot of, wow, I was dumbfounded. Then immediately all those places took the news up out of nowhere, and channels started showing their own TVC. That's it. In fact, now on channels, you see, it's literally one of the headlines: #EndSARS now. What do you mean by that? It's the minute I've lost respect for the news in Nigeria, the news media in Nigeria. It is sick. I say props to the guys that started Sorry, it's okay radio. Big props to them, because this kind of thing that we need to be listening to every time. We need to understand the things that in Nigeria. We need to see the things that are in place in Nigeria. This revival is here to stay. The revolution has started. this revolution literally started. This is what some Shuri has been fighting for years, and he kept him in prison for a long period of time. Props to Sahara reporters, honestly. I have to give them credit because they kept it going. They kept it going even with all the issues, with all the bloggers that kept on blogging, with all the people that kept on sending messages, with all the influencers, all the people with regular Twitter accounts. I saw someone with just 15 followers having almost 100 retweets. As in, I'm like, what? This guy's getting pumped up. A lot of people they kept on pushing things. They just kept pushing things online until the entire world heard of it. You have influencers like the Star Wars actor John. He went up. Just kept on posting, trying to push it on. You have footballers, Nigerian footballers. You have I don't even know what to say. We kept on pushing. The Nigerian youths took over. That's the problem. You think that you try to meddle your way through and decide and say, no, we're not going to do this, we're going to do that. You're dumb as F. You're dumb. Nigerians are taking over. I don't care what happens, we're taking over. There's a time that the restructuring that is going to take place is going to be. I don't think Nigeria is going to ever see anything like this. They see anything like this again. It's not just the protests, all right? It's not just the protests. Aside the protests, we have prayer walks going on. I recently did one myself, thanks to the online church. I did one. I joined one. Beg your pardon. I joined another again, and I did one myself. Thanks to NCCF Calabar. I did one in Calabar. A friend of mine, Bamshak Schwartz, big props to him. I gotta be honest, that guy, God really called him to do something special in this land of Nigeria, and I'm really proud. I'm very honored, honestly, to have met and to know this guy personally, because it is something else. Bamshak Schwartz did a huge turnout, created a huge turnout for the prayer walk in Jos Plateau State. It was a huge one. Pictures are on HB Media NG. A lot of I'm like, wow. I was shocked. I'm like shocked. It was just too much. I was alarmed. I was encouraged. Thanks to the online church in Calabar, they kept the protests going in Calabar. They kept it moving on. They kept it flowing. Not just them. You have I'm not too sure of who they are. They kept on pushing the prayer walks in Nigeria, in Calabar as well. And I want to give big props to a friend of my cousin of mine, Joe Deep. He kept on pushing, he collaborated with great musicians like Sally, like Amos, and of course the one and only Limo Blaze. Limo is one of the best artists in Nigeria when talking about spirit filled. I mean, this guy is something else, and he took the vision and pushed on it. Took the vision, heard the vision, used the vision, and pushed for it. I think it was Lagos that actually did the first prayer walk. Lagos State did the first prayer walk, and it was huge. It just stirred the hearts of every single Christian in Nigeria, every single human in Nigeria, and every single time there was a protest, there was a prayer walk. Every time there was a protest, there was a prayer walk. It inspired every single person to do it, to go out to pray for Nigeria. It was not just a thing that you do, it was symbolic, it was needful. We needed to pray. It was important that we pray. I'm so damn proud of the prayers, because guys go out, they walk from very long distances that regularly you have to enter vehicles to take. These guys walk all through those places, praying in front of the police stations, praying in front of all the federal parastatus, all the federal government buildings, all the state government buildings, praying in front of the governor's offices. As in, it was daring. These guys are daring. These guys are quick. These guys are vexed. As in, I was, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Praising God in all these locations, raising heaven up to understand all these things are in place. I was damn proud. I am damn proud to be a Nigerian right now, because I am proud of what I'm seeing with Nigerians and other Nigerians, because they don't take nothing. We don't play. Nigerians don't play. We don't play with what literally belongs to us. We don't play with our rights. We don't play with any single things. We took charge. We took charge of all these things, and by the grace of God, we are moving forward, and we're doing greater things. We're doing greater issues. We're moving from place to place. We move from glory to glory, because we are taking over Nigeria. It is not just a fact. It is not just a prophecy, but it's a fact, and it's in reality. It's in reality, and we are taking over. But you can ask yourself, where is Buhari in all this? Where is the governor? I really didn't want to mention names. I was trying to make it smooth, this podcast as smooth as possible. But if you don't really say something, you'll be how will I put it now? I'll be at fault. I'll be suppressed myself, because this is as I pointed out, this is not a fascist podcast. This is a podcast that states the things that are wrong with Nigeria, and try to find ways to combat all those things. You can't be a president or leader of a nation and remain quiet about all these things. You listen to the demands of the people. The people have the power. I saw a poster says the power of the people is greater than the power that is with the people in power. I was like, Kaka. It's like, sounds like tautology, but it is perfect. So I was trying to restructure it to say it, because I have no idea. I was trying to restructure it to say it right now, but there's no way I could restructure it. So I'm not saying it right now. The power of the people is more than the power. That is more than that of the people in power. That's a better one. The power of the people is more than that of the people in power. The power of the people is more than that of the people in power. The power of the people is more than that of the people in power. I want you guys to understand that, because the power of the people is all we need. We are stronger than we think we are. We are stronger than we think we are. We can do a lot of things if we decide to. We are stronger than we think. All we need to do is, okay, let's come. I've never seen unity like this before. Never seen unity as in cross level. This is interstate, straight up, inter-country, intercontinent. What am I saying? Nigerians in the US, in Canada, in Netherlands, all these places, Italy, going out, maybe not Italy because of the COVID-19, but going out to share, to discuss, to protest. It is alarming, it is encouraging. When we see things like that, we say, yes, okay, we can get tired. If people outside the country are not getting tired about things like that, we can get tired. We can get tired. We have to keep pushing. Non-stop. That's why every time we said the prayer work doesn't stop, the prayer work keeps going. The protest shouldn't stop, the protest should keep going. We're demanding things. We're not just saying things. We're not just putting them out there and saying that, hey, blah, 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 blah. No, we're demanding change. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're just getting started. I want people to understand that fact and push with that. Free Nigeria has come. And SAS is in place. I don't care what I don't care what people say right now. We are taking over. We're taking over. Well, that's a podcast for today because maybe I'm pissed or I'm tired, but we want action. We're tired of all this bull. I was supposed to talk about something else, but I'm not going to talk about it. Maybe next podcast. No, not even the next podcast. Maybe not even the next podcast after that podcast, because every time I'm coming here, I'm going to come with a freestyle. I'm going hard and I'm going full straight up from the heart because I am pained with the things I see and I want change. And you better want change as a Nigerian. You better want change as a Nigerian. Alright, people, my name is Matthew Ansbello again, and this is Free Nigerian Podcast. It's a straight up, no edits, straight up freestyle from me, talking about things in Nigeria. God loves you, I love you. Be the light, shine the light. Don't stop the protest. End SARS, end SWAT, end brutality, end police brutality, end bad governance, end bad things in Nigeria. We are here to stay. Be the light, shine the light. Let's make Nigeria a better place. Thank you.